Hi, our team is María, Andrea, Elsa, and Vanessa Hernández, and we are going to talk about what we learned in this semester in Great Universal Writers.
Model 1, Topic 1, Epic Genre. It was a narrated history of facts about events that happened in the past of a nation. The most important literary works were Epic of Gilgamesh, Aeneid, and Ramayana. The second topic is Middle Age. It was from the 5th century to the 15th century, and the most important works were Song of the Neighborhoods and Poem of the Cid. Topic 3, Crusades. It was a movement from 1095 to 1291. The Crusades were a series of religious wars sanctioned by the Latin Church in the medieval period. The most important literary works in this period was Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes and The Gipsy Girl and The Power of Love. Topic 4, the Renaissance. It was a period from 1300 to 1700. The Renaissance was a period in the history of Europe. Renaissance is a French word that means the rebirth. The period is called by this name because at that time people started taking an interest in the learning of ancient times, in particular the learning of ancient Greece and Rome. The Renaissance was seen as a rebirth of the learning. And the most important characters here are Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, and Donatello. And the most important works were Mona Lisa and The Last Dinner. From 1300 to 1700. The Tribute by Massaciado, The Last Dinner by Da Vinci, and Mechanical Clock.
The literary movements from this time were the Culturanism and the Gondorism. The main characteristics of these movements were that they were grammatically original. It was new metaphors, it was only intelligible for the most educated people, and many references from the mythology, metaphors, and comparisons. Romanticism emerged in the 19th century. It was against the neoclassicism, it was the rigor into the art, and it was very important the feelings before the reason. Important writers were Goethe, Rhymes by Gustavo Adolfo Becker, and Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. The realism emerged in the second half of the 19th century. It boomed in scientific discoveries and development. It pursued to represent reality by imitating it, and the ultimate goal of realism is to find the knowledge. Therefore, a favorite genre is the novel. Scientific discovery, the foundation of the modern medicine. Also, it was invented the cinema, the telephone, the car, the dynamite. The historical events were the Civil War, Lincoln elected.
Model 2, Topic 8, North American Literature. Some important characters were Francis Hopkins, Jeremy Belknap, and Susanna Rawson. Some of their important works were Extraordinary Stories, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Moby Dick. And some scientific discoveries were the conduction of electricity. Model 2, Topic 9, Literary Production in Latin America. Some important characters were Sor Juana Inés, Alonso de Ercilla, and Bernardo de Valbuena. And some of their important works were The Precursors, The Mirror, and The Parcel of Land. Topic 10, Generation of 98. Some important characters are Azorín, Miguel de Unamuno, and Pío Baroja. Some of their important works are Mist, The Route of Don Quixote, and El Árbol de la Ciencia. And some scientific discoveries are Discovery at the Polonium and the Synthesis of Purine. Topic 11, Modernismo. This movement was in the 19th century, and some of its main representatives are Rubén Darío, Catherine Anne Porter, and Federico García Lorca. The historical context is the Eiffel Tower, and the Industrial Revolution. Some scientific discoveries are the theological evolution, atomic theory, and the electromagnetic induction by Michael Faraday. And literary work, we have Rubén Darío with Prosas Profanas y otros poemas, Federico García with Primeras Canciones, and Anne Porter with Flooring Judas.
Another movement was avant-garde. This was about being unique and different. This movement had more subgenres, and one of them were Dadaism, Surrealism, and Realism, and more. Another movement that starts after avant-garde was science fiction. This begins being very popular in the 19th century, and it continues being very known between the society. One of the most popular works of this movement is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Another movement was postmodernism. It had the purpose of talk about unrealistic things and to talk about a more general characteristics of the human conditions. Postmodernism was like modernism but more extreme. The purpose of this was to talk more about human conditions and the unrealistic literature. And the last topic we see is Latin American boom. The authors of this movement are characterized to being extraordinary, like the sound boom. They used unique words and was more for marketing than the art, they said.